Have you ever had a moment in life that really gave you a healthy perspective on what really matters? I mean, was it a car accident? Was it a medical diagnosis? Or was it the loss of a job? And at that moment, when one of those things happened to you, you had absolute understanding about what really mattered in life. I mean, you didn't have to think about it, you didn't have to dwell on it, you just knew what was really important in life. What mattered most is your family and your relationship with God, right? Question: can we create those moments? Can we create those moments where, without the fear of death or the fear of catastrophe coming in, can we recreate those moments so that we really understand what matters in life? And I'm going to tell you this: you can. You can do something that will help you focus your thoughts, and instantly you know what's important. You don't even have to dwell on it. Here's what we call it: we call it clarity. I want to tell you how this happened for one man. It's in the story of Mark chapter 15, verse 39. To give you some context, Jesus is on the cross. He's been falsely accused of a crime. He was beaten. He was marched up a hill called the Hill of the Skull. He was nailed through his wrists and his feet to a wooden cross. And all of it was witnessed by this one particular Roman soldier whose words were recorded in Mark chapter 15. And this was his moment of clarity. Here's what's written. And when the centurion stood there in front of Jesus, saw how he died, he said, "Surely this man was the Son of God." He watched him die, and in that he had clarity. Listen, this isn't his first crucifixion. This is a common way that people were punished in the Roman world. But he stood there in front of Jesus. And I've wondered, what did those words mean, that he stood there in front of Jesus and he saw how he died? Like, what does that mean, that he saw how he died? Did he see how Jesus took it? Jesus didn't defend himself. He didn't cuss out the Roman soldiers like all the other people did who were nailed to a cross. Was it Jesus' words, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," that impressed him so much? Was he so impressed about how Jesus took the cross that it made him a believer that he really was God's son? Maybe when it says he saw how he died, that it was nature around him. I mean, the earth shook, right? And there was darkness that instantly and for a prolonged period came over the earth at that moment. Maybe those supernatural events made him believe that Jesus was a supernatural Son of God. Maybe when it says that he saw how he died, maybe he recognized so much foolish hatred in these accusers that had gotten him murdered, that he thought there must be something genuine and powerful about this man for him to be feared. He must have been the Son of God. Maybe it was all of this stuff put together that convinced him and uttered these words, "Surely this man was the Son of God." He became convinced because he stood there in front of Jesus. You want clarity about what matters in life. Here's what you do. Stand there in front of Jesus. Stand there in front of Jesus, in front of the cross, to see why they killed him. I mean, read it, learn about it, and ask questions about what it means. And we have the benefit that the Roman centurion didn't have. We not only get to stand in front of the cross and ask those questions, but we get to stand in front of the empty tomb. Read about it from eyewitness accounts, learn about it, and ask questions. And I'm convinced that if we genuinely stand in front of Jesus at the cross and stand in front of Jesus at the empty tomb, at that moment, we will find clarity. Clarity about who Jesus is, why the cross and the empty tomb matter, and clarity about who we are. And in that moment of clarity, arguments on social media become garbage. Political agendas, a waste of time. Most of what we worry about in life becomes minor. The clarity of life comes when we stand in front of Jesus at the cross and the empty tomb. We stand in front of the cross and ask, why did he die? We stand in front of the empty tomb and ask, what does it mean that he came back to life? What matters most in life is our relationship with God through Jesus and helping people discover that same gift of eternal life. The question comes down to this: whether we will slow down enough to stand in front of Jesus at the cross and the empty tomb. You have a chance to do that today and gain some clarity about life. God bless you.